Hello everybody, the time has come. Posh Pop has been released. Now, if you don't know by now, this is Simon Darlow.
Good afternoon.
Who I've known since I was 17. No, you were 17 and I was 18.
That's right, yeah, 1977-ish.
So we started writing at that tender age. Then we didn't see each other again for about 4 years, and then Simon came on board for The Changeling.
That's right, I was recommended by a producer called Steve Lillywhite, who just said, oh, there's a Toyah album going, I think you'd be ideal for this. And so I walked in and it was like, ha, I remember you. And we've been firm friends ever since and written quite a few songs, it has to be said.
Yeah, great songs,
yep.
I will say.
No, they're great.
And we're virtually neighbours. We're 34 miles away, which I think on a planet this big is neighbours.
I agree. It's a lovely drive too.
So we've had a lot of absolutely fantastic questions from you about Posh Pop, because obviously you've been anticipating it since the beginning of May. So let's get started. Michael O'Brien, what happens at 12 seconds to midnight?
That's a very good question, actually. That was your line. You'll have to tell me. I've got no idea.
Well, this leads to another question, so I'm going to link them in, is what was the creative process? So Simon and I would come into this room. I would send like a day sheet of lyrics I'd written the night before with the absolute permission that they can be binned. But we always needed a stepping stone to kick off where our minds were, where our imaginations were. I don't remember 12 seconds to midnight. I do remember that the song originally was called Gravity.
That's right, that was your original lyric for the song.
Yes.
And we kind of do this in three ways. Sometimes we just turn up in a room and go bang out of nowhere, which we've done some great songs like that actually. And it's always exciting because you have absolutely zero and we walk into the room and then suddenly 2 hours later we've got a song, and it's always been very fast for us. Or T will have some lyrics, or I'll have a track, or a bit of both.
Yeah.
And you actually came in some chords on one thing, and I came up with some words on the other thing. So we've got these three things, but so it's always just spontaneous, really. And so once we got some raw material, like T's lyrics, Gravity, it evolved, and we chipped away at it, and it became about going upwards as opposed to going downwards, which seemed more uplifting.
Yeah, we wanted something where people felt elevated out of an uncontrollable situation. And we're talking about the song Levitate. So the whole idea and the reason that we started the song, and I remember this with How's Your Day, is when Meghan Markle said that no one ever asked her how she was. I think this was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When all that got very sensitive with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. She said absolutely no one asked her how she was. So we sat in this room and I said, do you know what? No one asked me how I am. They always say, how's Robert? So How's Your Day came from that news story, as did a lot of other ideas come from news stories. So let's have the video. This is shot in lockdown at my home in Worcestershire, where we just took an iPhone and we shot everything for fun. We weren't asked to, we didn't have a budget, but that's not the point. I think if you want to be creative, we can all be creative now thanks to technology. So enjoy. This is the video to Levitate.
How's your day? It's time to play. Little ball, chaos, heaven on my mind, oxygen, breathing, gravity, pulling us down. 12 seconds to midnight. Levitate, levitate, up, 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 levitate. liberty. Born again. From the womb to the earth to the sky. This is me. This is you. This is us. We are unique. We love levitate. Levitate. Up, up, up. Levitate. No gravity. We're getting higher. Levitate. Gotta get away. Levitate. Time to break. Levitate. No gravity. We're getting higher. Hold me down. We love 12 seconds to midnight. Levitate. Levitate. Up, up, up. Levitate. No gravity. We're getting higher. Levitate. Gotta get away. Levitate. Time to break. Levitate. No gravity. We're getting higher. Don't wanna come down. No gravity. We're getting higher. Gotta get away. Time to break. No gravity. We're getting higher. Levitate.
So that was Levitate, shot at my home during lockdown. And of course it features the wonderful Bobby Willcox. So why did we decide to call him Bobby Willcox, Simon?
Well, I think that had more to do with
Me.
Yeah, possibly. Thank you. That was nicely put. And being worried about being overshadowed slightly by Robert being who he is. But as it turned out, it worked out so fabulously well. He contributed great moments of sort of diamond across the whole thing, and it was thoroughly enjoyable, actually.
It was brilliant. Robert Fripp, my husband, became Bobby Willcox for this album. 2 reasons. We did not want any back referencing to his past, because we put him in this studio in Simon's chair, handed him the chord sheets for the tracks Simon and I had already written, and we said, do whatever you want, which is the perfect atmosphere for Mr. Fripp to work in.
Yeah, he loves that.
He loves it. He's a first take wonder. If you ask him to do a second take, it gets problematic. So virtually everything on this album is a first take, and he just blossomed. So when we called him Bobby Willcox, which was my suggestion, it's his alias. He travels the world as Bobby Willcox. The reason is we didn't want certain reviewers who are stuck in the past reviewing this album as if it's something to do with King Crimson. This album was created in the exceptional conditions of lockdown, which I see as the great leveller for all of us. We were no longer rock stars, we were creatives, we were people surviving alongside other people who are our audience. And when we suggested to Robert he became Bobby Willcox, he was hugely relieved, because he doesn't want to do press. He just hates doing press. He's renowned for being unaccessible or inaccessible.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's worked really well.
No, it has. I mean, one of the ironies is because when we first got together to write this, we had absolutely no songs for the album, but we were making an album. And we thought, you know what, let's just do it the way we want it. Let's not worry about current trends. We're a certain age group, as you probably realise, and we grew up listening to the music of the 70s, which we both loved immensely. And of course, you know, so we thought, well, let's just take a nod from there. Let's just do things that are in our hearts. And so kind of rather wonderfully to have somebody from that era,
Yeah.
you know, to then put his bits on it was a weird juxtaposition, but it created a magic, which so I was very grateful to have him.
And there's work he has done that isn't related to King Crimson, like his work on Talking Heads,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Blondie, obviously on Bowie,
yeah.
where he was given freedom, and that freedom created the artist. And I feel very much that what he's done on Posh Pop is help create us. It's kind of been the
created
glue.
a new sound for us, actually, because
Yeah.
we've always had a specific way, but it was like having three people with three identities,
Yeah.
and then you get a broader sound just because of that different way of thinking. You know?
Yeah.
So it was magical. We just left some holes for him, and it was beautiful.
He just instinctively did it. Dean Beadle, you ask a similar question. Did you have a strong idea of the general sound that we wanted to achieve for the album before we made it?
Well, I think, we just alluded to that now. It was about taking some references from the 70s, particularly, but somehow keeping it fresh and modern, and just being very real about it, and not being too overproduced. It's kind of like a guitar-based album, very much so, with just a sprinkling of keyboards in it. It's not dominated by them. And just being simple, and it's all about the songs, really, and the performance. And that's how it used to be when we were kind of growing up. you know.
Yes. And for me, I always intended Humans 4, which was my band with the late great Bill Rieflin, to be a vocal album like Art Garfunkel and that kind of genre from the 60s. Banks of harmonies, vocal harmonies, and of course Bill slipped away from this world, and I talked to Simon about wanting a sound that was super melodic, that had beautiful harmonies, that when performed live it was no longer about the drum beat, it was actually about the guitar and the vocal relationship. So we did talk about that, and we did plan that we wanted these rather wonderful and complex
Absolutely, yeah.
harmonies.
Yeah, because drums have become so dominant in the modern world, which has been wonderful in some respects, but in others it's not. So this was going back to that style of mixing, so the drums are not in your face, as Toyah said, and you get all the other bits of music that make the thing swing, you know, because you listen to all these old records and they really get you, but actually if you think how loud are the drums, you'd be amazed.
They're
Even
amazing.
something like All Right Now by Free, which is really raunchy, the drums are really quite quiet, but it feels so
Yeah.
powerful.
We actually had to persuade people to set the drums back.
Yeah, that's right.
It took a while, but they suddenly got it. So our next song, this next song, The Bride Will Return, came to fruition when a warehouse blew up in Beirut of May last year, and there was a photo session about quarter of a mile away in Beirut of this beautiful bride, I mean breathtaking bride, and they caught her surprise, and she's in a veil, she's in the wedding dress, and it's like that, and it's just astonishing how powerful that image was, and it was on the news, and I just burst into tears. I ran to my piano, and I'm not a great piano player, but in lockdown I've managed to study a lot harder and practice more, and came up with the first 4-6 lines of The Bride Will Return, came in here, played it to you, and I turned round and that you actually had tears in your eyes.
Yeah, no, the image was really strong, and because of all that, it was so powerful. And it started off being much more sentimental sounding than it ended up, and because of what Toyah's just described about the whole Beirut business, we decided to put a sort of Rammstein feel across the prettiness of it to give a juxtaposition between the two things: the beauty and the importance of the wedding, and the fact that it was, you know, there was all this horror going on underneath, and that's kind of what really started to hit the guts emotionally, you know.
And to celebrate every bride, because so many weddings weren't able to happen in the last 15 months, and to celebrate the strength of women and the rights of women, and that no matter what a woman says or does, that she is still a remarkable human being. And at a time in the world like this where we are still fighting for women's safety and equality, The Bride Will Return actually works on many levels.
It's a beautiful day. What a beautiful bride. fled. A nation smiled. They shared your pride. The song will go on through the dead of night. The bride will return when we take flight. No matter what you do, you are you, beautiful you. No matter what they say, it's your day. Can't take it away. Where there's love, there's no love or sin. We've all seen things we wish we'd never seen. We've all left footprints in the debris of our dreams. Broken promises have torn us at the seams. The song will go on through the dead of night. The bride will return when we take flight. No matter what you do, you are you, beautiful you. No matter what they say, it's your day. Can't take it away. No matter what they say, it's your day. No matter what you do, you are you, beautiful you. No matter what you do, no matter what they say, it's your day. Can't take it away. No matter what you do, you are you, beautiful you. No matter what they say, it's your day. Can't take it away.
That was the incredibly beautiful The Bride Will Return, with Ellie Williams playing the bride, who was a bit of a discovery for us.
No, amazing.
Gorgeous girl. She's a keyboard player. So on the tour this year, she's going to be opening some of the shows for us. And then we're slowly going to integrate her into the Posh Pop band.
Great, great.
I adore her. She's so fantastic. And when we were shooting in our local abbey, she said to me, because she came in this dress her mother gave her and these huge kind of hobnail boots. And she said, "Do you want me in these boots for this video?" And I said, "No, let's go barefoot."
That's right. She walked up and down the church or the abbey in bare feet all the time while we were doing it.
Wonderful.
An absolute trooper. I thought it was...
And I love, by the time we shot this video, Robert had a mohawk. Mohican.
Isn't it? Mohawk?
I think it can have both names really, but Robert had this haircut that was just so breathtaking, and standing next to Ellie like a granddad, but a heavy rock granddad.
No, it was very funny.
I adored it.
No, that was great.
Craig Cooper asks, is there any particular Posh Pop song that we are looking forward to performing when we perform the album in its entirety?
Okay. Well, it's a tricky question because I like so many of the songs, but I think the one I enjoy most is Take Me Home, which is it flows, it's easy, it's emotional, and really quite simple, but it's got something deep down that it just flows in a way that I love. But I do like all the other ones too.
The whole thing about simplicity, though, Simon, and I've discovered this working on this album, when you look at Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, which you think is simple, you know it's not.
Yeah.
And I think the genius is in touching the heart, and Take Me Home does that.
You've got me all the way. I've always said this, all good songs have got to have a bit of heart in them somewhere.
Yeah.
So they mean something for
So
real.
we've performed Take Me Home twice now to a live audience with the Posh Pop Band, and we do it as our encore, and you just watch the tears stream down their face.
Probably get me if I saw it.
Well, they get the power of our homes and the right we all have to have homes, and
Yeah.
what it's like to be displaced from your home.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is played out in the video.
Yeah.
So it's very, very special,
No,
that song.
works on lots of levels, I think.
For me,
Yeah.
out of all the songs, and I absolutely adore the songs we're performing. We're doing 6 off the album, and we will be doing the album in its entirety from September onwards. Rhythm in My House, the audience go crazy.
Yeah, I get it actually. I really get it. It was because it was the last thing we wrote, I
Yes.
think, and it was very much, oh God, we've got to knock another song. And you had this fantastic lyric, and I was just mucking about with some chords, and then but suddenly it's one of those things that really gets you going. And when I play it, it's just fun. It's like a sort of little classic pop rock song. It's great. I love it.
And it's got a depth to it. It's about the whole of our lives. It's
Yeah.
not just about the house. It's about the book of our lives. And but the audience, they're just up on their feet, and they're singing the chorus by the second
Oh,
chorus.
that's fantastic. It's great. And I loved your second verse lyrics are fantastic too. You know, about all the butterfly wings and all that stuff. It's terribly funny. I thought it was a moment of genius, actually. You wouldn't expect that in a song like that, so it was really good.
Well, I remember when the book Zen and the Art of Motorcycles, or Motorcycles and the Art of Zen, it was all about that. And
That's right.
a lot of songs around that time were influenced by that book. And again, it's what Simon and I felt was about 1973 to 74, the kind of beginning of Studio 54, disco music, Holston creating the Power Woman as a fashion statement, New York, new wave music, placing it over last year and the epidemic. Of course, you had the precursor of the epidemic of AIDS. So the whole thing about putting a mirror to 1973, the mirror of 2020 against 1973, you found there were parallels. And I think Rhythm in the House, that lyric, I think very much reflects the changing consciousness of all of us at that time.
No, that's right. Yeah, but the heart is at home, and you're confronted with it. And I mean, I know a lot of friends of mine started looking more inward at everything and finding far more about themselves, and it's right there, isn't there?
And there's a song that's going to be very challenging live, and Simon and I quite often stand at the microphone just crying at the content we write. When we did the song for In Extremis,
Oh God, yeah.
our hearts still beat on the other
That
side.
was very moving.
It took about a week for us to get the vocal because we literally just stood there crying. And Barefoot on Mars was the same experience.
That was so fragile. It was gorgeous.
Very fragile.
Yeah.
And the end of Take Me Home, I'm actually crying as I sing it. That was the first take.
Yeah.
And we decided to use that. My voice was breaking because I was just crying. And when we get to do Barefoot on Mars, I think I'm going to have to cover my eyes.
Aw.
I think I'm just going to have to do it like that because I know I'll go.
Yeah, no, but that's part of why it's so appealing. That fragility is so real. It's not made up. It's not acted. It's just real.
Yes.
And I'm sure people respond to that.
Okay, well,
I do.
we have a question now from a very loyal Toyah fan. She's absolutely wonderful. She follows us all around the UK, but she lives in Scotland, and she's pretty damn desperate for us to get to Scotland. So Sharon Ann Dixon, you ask, will you, Robert and I, obviously you and Robert, make any guest appearances of any of the live shows for the Posh Pop tour, preferably Scotland?
Well, I'd love to, is the short answer, actually. And so, in fact, I'm going to do one with you on next week, aren't I? In
Yes,
Banbury.
Banbury.
So that's the first one, to try and get my hand in, as it were, and get my chops in. But I'd love to do some guest appearances. It'd be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'd love to play Scotland too, because I never have. I don't think ever in my years in rock and roll.
Well, as we know, wonderful people in Scotland, the Scottish shows just go up a notch. You're in for an experience.
I'm looking forward to it.
Because the Scottish audience are big.
Oh, wow.
Their responses are big, their emotions are big.
More like an American audience.
It's really lovely.
Great.
So we'll get you there.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'll be there.
Now, as for Fripp, now Robert's an interesting one because he was so reluctant to do Toyah and Robert at home. But then when the responses and the positive feedback started, and I'm not saying that he only kind of makes himself available for success, but he saw the greater picture. And I think once he sees the new Posh Pop band, he sees how the music affects the audience, I think he's going to find it, he won't be able to resist.
Fantastic.
I really do feel that.
Let's hope so. It would be really good if the three of us did it.
It would be amazing.
Amazing.
I don't think we'd ever be able to announce him though, because you just, you know, Robert's an anonymous creature. You just have to surprise people with him. But I've not let go of that idea and the possibility that he might guest with us at some point.
Fingers crossed.
Right, we're going to do live performance
All right,
now.
great.
This is the last song written for Posh Pop, and it's called Rhythm in My House.
Come on over to my place. No silence here. We're gonna shine, shine, shine. Shine, shine, shine.
That was Rhythm in the House. Yay! Rhythm in my house.
Indeed, your house.
Well, it's
But-
the
yes,
bigger
the
owl, isn't it?
collective.
The collective. Yeah. I wanted people to fall in love with their homes again.
Well, yeah, we were kind of forced to.
Forced to,
But it
yeah.
was good, though. It's amazing how in that period you can get used to being in a much smaller place and wanting less and needing less. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there are degrees of that. Some people are more fortunate than others, of course.
But the beauty of having friends round for dinner,
Yep, absolutely.
spontaneous parties,
Yep,
hugging.
yeah. God, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
To be able to hug people again. It seems kind of weird now, doesn't it? Actually hugging anyone, you feel like you're not really supposed to do it.
I'm not quite there yet.
I can do the odd hug
Yeah,
because I know close.
I go in for the elbow still.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So we've got a few more questions,
Okay, great.
and they're great. 3-6 Motor. I just want to know what you look like, 3-6 Motor, because that's a great name. Has asked, did we consider any cover versions?
Well, I think that we did at one point.
Did we?
Didn't you? Weren't you doing Slave? To the
Oh,
rhythm?
well, yeah, but that's your song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we decided no, let's do an original record.
Yeah.
That's what it was, because you were doing your covers thing. That was in the brewing at the time, I think, wasn't it, with Robert?
With Toyah and Robert at home.
That's right. And we just thought, oh no, let's just do something as a whole project, and we just went for it.
And let me put Slave in the Rhythm into context. I was the first singer on it.
That's right. You did one of the demos, didn't you?
Yes.
Actually. Yeah, there were a few, because it was originally written for Frankie Goes to Hollywood, you know.
Oh, wow!
So anyway, it's a long. We digress, but it was a long story.
And with the re-release of all the Toyah catalogue on Demon, we were trying to find that original demo.
Yep, it's disappeared in
It's
the midst of
disappeared.
time. I'm really upset about it, actually. I just couldn't find it.
It would be
Sorry.
amazing. It's
I know.
got to be somewhere.
Well, maybe we should have a look at it again.
So we are actually being encouraged by a lot of kind of record company people to re-record it and for me to be the vocalist on it. And who knows, it might happen. We might venture into that territory.
We might. We shall have a long discussion about
We'll
it.
have a long discussion, but the thing is, I think you and I write great songs, so we
Well,
don't need to do
we
that.
Don't. That's the point, yeah.
Okay. Julie Wheeler. Hello, Julie. We have all obviously seen 4 of the videos up until today. And you say, is there one in particular that we had the most fun doing?
Well, this was, I mean, they were all good from my perspective, which was just to stand there and play guitar nicely.
Yeah.
You did so much creative stuff, so this is probably a question for you more than me.
Space Dance.
Oh God, Space Dance. The Baker foil one.
Yes.
That was very funny, actually.
Now, everything I'm wearing on these videos, because hopefully all of you will see the videos as of today, came from second-hand shops. They're all recycled clothes, except for the space suit and the space dress in Space Dance, which I actually
You
bought
them,
in.
didn't you? Yeah.
Because we were doing a very literal storyline. But it was so much fun because I had to teach you and Fripp to dance.
Oh God.
So I wanted them to do this. Boy, you two are the greatest musicians I know. Can you do that? Nope.
I wondered why that wasn't in the edit.
So we ended up doing the twist. And what I love about it, I think it's so cool. I think you both look so cool.
Well, I'm glad about that. It makes me laugh every time I see it, actually. But especially standing there in that suit. Anyway, it was a great thing to have done, and I'm very glad you asked us to do it.
And the other one that we really enjoyed doing, because Robert was so brilliantly Robert on it, was Rhythm in My House, because we had the bubble machine. We shot it in our kitchen. We shot it in about an hour, and Robert didn't like the bubbles. So if you look really closely at Robert throughout the video of Rhythm in My House, he's laughing, he's blowing the bubbles off his guitar, which he couldn't stand them landing on his guitar. And so every now and then he's doing this, and it's like a little bullfrog. That I enjoyed doing the videos. They kept me sane, because during lockdown we lost the platform that we're used to, and that's a live stage and being able to perform. So to create the videos, which I did along with Carlo Marshall, who's my neighbour where I live, and the wonderful Darren Shortt, who's running this camera, created the green screen content. It was a phenomenally satisfying thing to do, and I enjoyed it all at the same time as realising that something was blossoming with great meaning out of it, because we were able to narrate the songs.
Yeah, I mean, once upon a time, back in the day, to do 10 videos of all the songs in it would have just been unheard of, because it would have cost so much money.
Yeah.
But technology changing, and I mean, I think it was inspired, because I remember seeing the first one and thinking, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you went, I'm doing it, poof, and you did your thing, you know, with Darren. It was just incredible, actually.
And part of the comment of the videos is they literally cost 500 quid each.
Well, that's right. I mean, you know.
And the message is, for young artists, if you've got the technology, which we all have now, you only rely on yourself to be creative. You can do it. We can all do it now, which is just brilliant.
No, it's quite phenomenal. I loved it.
Lance Timberlake, you ask, and hello Lance, and thank you for your questions over the past year. It's been wonderful. You say, what was the creative process with the visuals on Posh Pop, and what was it like? Had I got a clear direction of where we wanted to go, or was it spontaneous? And have I directed before? Okay, there's a lot of questions there. No, I've never directed on camera before, but I've come up with content which other people have directed. And what was beautiful about doing these 10 videos was no one could give me input. I had to do it myself, and it had to come from me, because we were all in lockdown. And the reason Simon Darlow and Fripp and I could get together is we kept testing. So we had a creative pod. We knew that we were a bubble. So we were okay. And as we shot the videos, I learnt more and more about the process. I learnt what angles were needed, and I learnt what stories needed to be told. So I realised the opportunity there was to tell a greater story. Now, I think Posh Pop is the pinnacle of my creative career, and that's all thanks to Simon and Robert. And I feel that I've achieved something that I can now kind of sit back on and go, well, I know that that great album is out there, and that's Posh Pop. But when it came to doing the videos, I wanted more than just the performance of the songs. I wanted the opportunity to say something that I felt became, or things that became even more relevant during lockdown, and would be things that we can all act upon out of lockdown. The first, elevating out of the situation and going into a higher kind of fun period in life, where we can hug, kiss and socialise, where we can dance, and where we as a community, a world community, can say, no, we don't want certain things to happen, and this is what we want. I believe we're evolving into a kind of new conscious time in humanity, and it's extraordinary what's going on, and we need to stay in control of that. So all of these things we were able to do, like in the video for Monkeys, which we're about to show you. I handed you a plastic bottle and I said, you're going to smash this up, and you didn't quite, well, you didn't know what was going on behind you at the time.
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
And I didn't tell him.
But I got it because one of the original images for that song came from when I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it's at the beginning when they're all doing they're whacking the monkeys are in the desert doing their thing, hence the line, of course.
Yeah.
So I had not expected you to ask to do that.
And to change the stick and the rocks to plastic.
It was just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's such a comment, of course. Simple but hugely effective.
And I'd like to kind of bring that into the live performance.
Okay.
I actually think if at one point we all stop and we're just smashing plastic bottles on the stage, everyone will get it.
Or if this was the late 60s, it would be guitars, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, too precious, too precious.
Yeah, they are. I'm kidding.
Monkeys started is one of the first songs written around the time of Levitate, and Simon sent this guitar riff with 4 vocal lines on that was so spectacular. I played it to Robert, and this was before Robert agreed to play on the album. And Robert said, I want to play on that. And we came in and we put it down, and no matter how many instruments we tried to add to it, it killed the groove, so we
Absolutely
took
right.
everything off.
Yeah, it was exactly as it was the first time round,
Yeah.
and it was lumpy, and it had these claps that were all out of time because I just threw it together. It was why it was like that, but it just felt fantastic.
And it's
once
about the feel.
It is. It was all about feel, and it's so nice in the age of machines where people are making music with machines, as we kind of did to some degree here. This was about performance, and that kind of underpinned the whole album.
Which is what we've kept in the mixing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because Paul Stacey, who engineered the mixes, he does Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, he said, you've not corrected some of the backing vocals. And we said, no, this is as live. Keep it all in.
And of course, Jeremy, his brother,
Is
who
the
played
drummer.
The drummer. He because I put this together originally using machines, but kind of loosely played, and it's always difficult. And this was one of the things of lockdown. It would have been really nice to go and play together, but he had to come and put himself on what we'd already done, and I think he did a fantastic job. So well done, Jeremy.
And Jeremy drums in King Crimson.
Yeah.
So
there
there,
you go.
that
We
connection
have
is
completed
there.
the circle.
Yes. So, ladies, gentlemen, them, they, us, it's, this is Monkeys.
You don't know. You don't know how I feel. You don't know what a broken dream is. You don't know. You could have told me about it. You could have set me free. You could
was Monkeys, which I can't wait to perform live.
Nope, it's lovely.
It's powerful, isn't
Yep,
it?
love it.
Really excellent. Colin Timothy, you ask, what was the inspiration for the album's name and for the song Space Dance, which we're going to perform next?
I think the name came, you might remember this differently, when we were talking about the fact that Robert might play on it.
Yeah.
And I said something about something like Posh Pop or something. You said, oh, that'd make an album title.
Posh Pop, yeah,
that's
because I've been saying to the press that if Robert wasn't on it, it would just be called Pop.
There you go.
But by adding Robert to it, it's Posh Pop.
There you go.
Because Robert has this world perception, quite rightly, as being very high-end rock.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it poshed us up.
Yeah.
Really good.
And also, this is a pop album. I think it's an album of great comment, but it is pop, unashamedly.
Absolutely. In the old school sense, the 17th century, lots of colour. Don't be afraid of melody, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, lots of melody,
Yeah.
lyrical content and all of that. So that leads us, everybody, to our performance of Space Dance.
Yes, which we haven't answered the question about.
Well,
that was originally, I think it was about midnight, and I've been looking at lots of pictures of space again, literally, had a bit of a groove, and started dancing around the room going space dance. Everybody, and I think, what's his face, Elon Musk.
Musk.
And so I thought, everybody's just going into space while the whole Earth is going to pot.
Yeah.
And that was the sort of key for me. So that's what started it from my end.
And was the original name Space Dance?
Well, no, that was just me singing badly after too many
okay.
glasses of wine, I think.
Okay.
Well, space dance, everybody do the space dance. And then we thought maybe we should everybody do the spaceman. We went through
all of that.
Yeah.
Now, also, we mustn't leave out, it's about modern day dating as well.
Yes.
So we put the two characters on different worlds.
That's right, yeah, that's right. And that's right, in terms of the whole fact that, if we've got this idea that we're going to go to another planet and colonise it, which I personally think is absolutely fanciful, one, we should sort this one out first before we do it. So if that did happen, then you'd be split up. You could be split up. So, one of the few people, you see all these sci-fi films about people heading off into space on their arcs, Yeah. So that's it, love across the planets.
How does love evolve, and how do relationships form if you're separated by time and space?
Yeah, and that's also in Take Me Home, that theme as well.
It's huge.
Which is why the bit at the very end, with you singing, Robert doing that beautiful bit of guitar,
We'll stay connected.
Is those two extremes, which, God, it's making my hair stand.
And also, Take Me Home is, it's my belief, and I think it's yours too, that we are actually all refugees. If we look back over billions of years, I don't believe in Darwinism at all. I believe we've been put here, and that we are put here because we were refugees originally.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No, that's an interesting thought, actually. I hadn't got my head around that.
So Space Dance and Take Me Home are quite linked.
They are, really, yeah.
And while we're on that subject matter, Take Me Home is the sequel to Danced off Sheep Farming in Barnet. But I'm jumping the gun here.
Indeed.
Let's do Space Dance.
Let's do it.
Your skin, see the things you see. I know you know me, 'cause you're hidden in my dreams. I'm living in a vacuum. I am a shadow of my former self. Jump from the edge now into the blue. I guess we're gonna leave singing. Everybody do the space dance. Everybody go around the sun. We're the human race, man. Big bang evolution, having fun. Everybody do the space dance. Everybody go around the sun. We're the human race, man. Big bang evolution, having fun. Miss Willcox, love forever, forever. I want you to groove, body to the space dance. Everybody go around the sun. We're the human race, man. Big bang evolution, having fun. Everybody do the space dance. Everybody go around the sun. We're the human race, man. Big bang evolution, having fun.
Oh my goodness, that was the incredibly infectious space dance. I just love it.
Me too.
Doing it live, it just takes you over.
I'm looking forward to doing that actually.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. So James Murray, you ask which historic Toyah album relates sound-wise to Posh Pop, if that's possible. Now, I've got an idea.
Over to you.
Love is the Law,
Oh right.
which
Yeah.
we wrote together with Joel Bogan,
We did, didn't
and
we?
we started to create our writing relationship.
That's right. It was the very, very beginning of it actually. That was good fun. That I remember being in your gym.
I love Love is the Law. It's one of my favouriteest albums.
Yeah, no, it's great. There's more guitars now,
Yes.
but it was a good 80s development actually.
And it's the introduction of your pop sensibility, because you have this incredible infectious sensibility with music, which is why I think with my bombastic nature, with Fripp's off the wall creativity,
Yeah.
and your sensibility, because you're classically trained,
Yeah.
and you have this wonderful voice and you have a great sense of composition. I just think the three of us are the magic ingredients.
No, I think that's absolutely right. It became evident very early on that there were three voices speaking, and that's created something really big.
Yes.
It's I love it to bits actually.
So James, in answer to your question, Love is the Law, which was written in at my gym
It
in
was in your
Whetstone,
gym, that's right.
while I was doing a play called Trafford Tansy. So Simon lived in the house with me and my boyfriend at that particular time.
Yeah.
We wrote from 10 in the morning till about 4, when I'd go to bed
That's
and
right.
sleep for an hour before going into London to perform Trafford Tansy. Then we'd meet at the Marquee Studios
That's right.
and record the album till about 4 in the morning
Yeah.
and start again.
Yeah, I never forget it. It was kind of very exhausting, but a lot of fun.
It
We had a
was
great deal of fun.
Utterly brilliant. I loved it. One of
Yeah.
the happiest times of my
It
life,
was amazing.
because we were riding on a huge wave of success.
Yeah, that's true. There were loads of people camped outside the studio, I seem to remember.
Trafford Tansy had a town, a camp outside the theatre, which was a bit of a problem. I paid for the Blackwall Tunnel to be repainted about 3 times, because about 300 kids were camping outside the Mermaid Theatre, and then they'd decamp and follow us to the Marquee through the night, and we got them in.
To sing.
Love
we
is
did.
the Law.
That's right, they all sang Love is the Law.
Really happy time, just so special. Was that 1980?
4, 3.
No, it must have been 1983.
Yeah, maybe 1983 sounds right.
It wasn't 1982, was it?
No, it wasn't.
83.
Yeah.
Oh, blissful
Yeah.
year. Bickett, you ask, do you get nervous about releasing new material and how it will be received? Oh, it's like throwing your child into the baying crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it's what you just never know. We've obviously both been in the music business a long time, and you can write stuff which you think is so good that is going to go long places, and it goes nowhere, and it can be so disappointing, because when you do these things you have to believe in them and really go for it. And as Toyah's just said, it is like one of your children, you know, and you let it go, then, you know, occasionally it goes right, so it can be very rewarding.
I would say to anyone out there who wants to write and do music and do something creative, you have to have self-belief. Because if you believe what you've done is what you intended to do and represents you, that's all that matters. Because where there is success are people that will try and launch their own careers by doing something controversial with the artist. To get more traffic, to get more people looking at them. you can only have at that point in time your own self-belief. And what I found with my albums, and especially with Cherry Red re-releasing my back catalogue and then going straight into the charts again, is that Toyah, the artist, has an audience. And that's all that matters, is that audience.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have one, actually.
It's a huge privilege.
And it's being, as you kind of just said, you've got to be true to yourself. All the best songs have a real kernel of truth. I mean, it doesn't have to be all of it, but you can use the craft, but you must feel it. You've got to feel it.
The penultimate video now, and this links rather beautifully to a song called Kill the Rage, which again is going to be another amazing one to perform live.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, you came up with the chords for the chorus on this one, didn't you? Because you just started learning guitar.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone, so I'm in my 90.
You're right, that's it.
We'll show you a little precursor of this. I got up on a Sunday morning in my 90, which happened to be pink, kind of very old lady, and sent you the chords, and you very graciously liked it.
No, it's great, because I've got a whole verse. I wasn't sure what to do next.
Yeah.
And it was in a different key, but I just did it literally and changed one chord at the end, and it just became woof.
It just went.
Got your heart.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
it was brilliant.
It was great.
And I love doing the video. The video is incredibly emotive because it's about the battle with our duplicitness.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That we have double personality, and that rage can sometimes cancel out joy. So this is the video to Kill the Rage.
Dream on, dream prisoner, hang your head in shame. Don't know the rules, come on, let's play the game. You taste like poison, dressed in pain. Wash me clean beneath the rain. Freedom is calling. Lean on me, watch the sun go down. I wanna kill the rage, feel it coursing through my veins. Here comes another
That was the really powerful Kill the Rage, which is a big favourite of all of ours, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, my God, Fripp excelled on that one.
Yeah, he did.
The anger just comes out. So we're down to our last 3 questions and we're coming up to the last track of the day. Willcox Dog, love the name. Was it difficult to find somewhere to record the album?
Well, luckily no, because this is here. This is my home, so
Yeah.
we were all right. It's outside, so it's separate. So we were able to just get on with it, which is really, it's a lucky thing to do.
It's a very special studio, this. It has such a vibe. And for me, part of it, Simon, is this very neutral colour. I
Yeah.
know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm incredibly affected by colour.
Yeah, me too.
I
actually.
can't work within black walls.
Yep.
And this just makes you feel that you're somewhere in a kind of, either kind of Norway,
Yeah, it's got that Norwegian
Finland.
vibe. Yeah, absolutely.
trees through the window.
Placed in the wood. Yeah.
Place
Which
in the wood.
effectively nearly is really, I suppose. There's lots of trees around here.
So no, it wasn't a problem finding a place to record, which I'm very grateful to Simon
That's right.
for.
No, it's fantastic. And we did. Jeremy did his drums somewhere else, as we mentioned earlier, in another studio that he has. I think he did some of them at home actually, and then just sent them over. So,
Yeah.
Because we couldn't all do it together.
Mark Evans, will it be another 12 years till the next album?
God, we'd be pretty old.
Well, I mean, 12 years, I'm 63, so I'll be 75. Let's say no.
Yeah, possibly no is the answer.
I mean, Robert's 75 now, it can't be another 12 years.
No, possibly not. We'll have to get on it.
Yeah, I think we need to let Posh Pop breathe within the world community. And I think for us to be touring, it would be good to give that 2 years, because I think this is an album that's going to grow by word of mouth.
Yeah, I sincerely hope so, and I think that's right. That's what
Yeah.
I think will happen.
So
So,
2 years
Couple
till the
years'
next
time.
creative process. Last question, Douglas McCrillis Jones. I know it's like picking your favourite child, but which track on Posh Pop is our proudest and favourite moment?
well, as I mentioned before, the one we're about to do is
Yeah.
it for me. Take Me Home. I just love it.
I agree, but Barefoot on Mars.
Yeah, no, it's got a vibe too.
It's got an incredible vibe, and
Yeah.
something grew out of that was, I think, beyond the 3 people that actually wrote it. I think there was something working with us on that, Barefoot on Mars.
Maybe. It was very 80s actually.
Yeah.
It was the kind of
Deliberately
80s. Yeah,
80s.
absolutely. With that. Yeah.
I mean, with Barefoot on Mars, you think you're getting a pop song, and you're actually getting something that I think only our age group could have written.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth to it actually.
Huge depth. But we won't go into that now, because we're now performing for you the sequel to Danced off Sheep Farming and Barnet, and we absolutely adore it. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Enjoy Posh Pop. It's created with love, with the world community in mind, and this is Take Me Home.
Walked along an empty road, haunted by lost souls. Whispering wind sings words of old. As the ship leaves the shore,